It is one of the fastest growing tech startups in the state and is headquartered in downtown Raleigh.
Yeah, Pendo was recently valued at $1 billion. In his first television interview since that news, co-founder and CEO Todd Olson tells Russ here what that means for the Triangle moving forward.
Basically, in this entire side of
It's an idea rooted in Todd Pendo's early days as a teenage coder working for a bank.
we're running at the grocery store, we're going around, so you get in, you're looking for where'd they move, transfer, you know, it's complicated, and Pendo helps reduce that complexity.
A way to help companies help their customers have a better experience online. We have all been frustrated when a bank website or app gets stuck or is too hard to navigate. It started with just 4 people figuring out how to do that.
So we started shipping software actually in early 2014, and then just gave it away. We just recruited people to try it and give us feedback, and through that iterative process of them using it, telling us what they liked and didn't like, us kind of monitoring their usage, eventually we got to the point where a few customers were clearly using it to run their business.
A few years later, Pendo was taking over several floors of the Wells Fargo building, transforming the space into a concept very much like what you'd see in Silicon Valley. New investors brought needed capital, and clients like Cisco and LabCorp bought the product.
I need to think about how am I going to make my product better. That's where I'm going to start looking.
Just last fall, Pendo garnered unicorn status, which means the private startup's valuation reached $1 billion.
We always thought that we'd have the ability to create a more exciting, larger business. You never know how large it can get, but there's always this idea that we're going to go for it.
I know you've been quite reserved when anyone asks you about, any potential IPO, but I have to ask you that question.
Sure.
Where are you right now?
Well, I think we have to start preparing ourselves for the possibility of going public. And what that means is a lot of actually really good things. We need to work on our predictability. We need to work on our infrastructure and our process and get certain key hires in place. So we're going to start preparing ourselves for the possibility of going public because it needs to be a possibility.
From possibility to reality is the construction crane they can watch from the window. In 2 years, the high-rise will be their new headquarters, with the Pendo name looking over the city they call home. And one of the other reasons that Todd says this is such a great location is that you can pull from all of these universities with some 40 to 60,000 people graduating a year. There's a tremendous talent pool, and they have to remain competitive as well.
I love that. That's